Hi, my name is Krista Rowan. I'm from Oakville, Ontario, which is just outside of Toronto. And I have been living with rheumatoid arthritis for just over 16 years. I was literally diagnosed overnight. I woke up in a massive head to toe flare that I thought I was having an allergic reaction. And when I went to the doctor, I soon discovered that it was an allergic reaction. It was chronic RA. Thank goodness my doctor recognized it. And treatment began right away, which for RA, because it has such a propensity for deformity that can't be reversed, the approach is to approach it with meds pretty quickly and with harsh meds. A lot of my focus over my journey has been on ensuring that there isn't any joint destruction or shifting and that sort of thing. I've always had this gut feeling, if you will, that there are other ways. And I've always known there's something else, and I've never let go of that. The best part of being a Walls warrior is awareness, is community, is, oh my God, someone gets it, feeling that connectedness with other people that are in a similar or a same situation to you, and just knowing that there's hope. You know, when you have a diagnosis, whether it's MS or Parkinson's or RA, you know, people right away look at you as the sick person, and they look at you with pity, and they try to help you, but it's more helping you to your demise. So it's more comfortable as you deteriorate. Whereas being a Walls warrior not just provides help for yourself, or hope for yourself rather, and help, but also hope for others. I discovered a term called leaky gut, which I thought was cool. What's leaky gut? And that basically started me on a path to eliminating gluten and dairy. In my quest to learn more, because I started to see improvement, I came across Dr. Walls in the spring of 2015, and it was exactly the structure that I was looking for. So I can't really say that I was on it already since 2014, but in principle, I already intuitively started to follow it, and Dr. Walls' protocol gave me exactly the structure that I needed to not just continue on it, but to maintain it. It's giving me less inflammation for sure, more energy, which I really don't need. Most people say, oh, you need to tame it a little bit, but now I can stay awake longer. You know, my skin is clearer. It's amazing, you know, not just for mobility and, you know, the generic type of symptoms that people would think, but, you know, people think, Krista, what Benjamin Button thing is happening with you? You actually look like you're getting younger. And I get that all the time. So I've basically done away with a whole commercial beauty regimen. Like, I've used nothing. So, you know, just from an inward showing outward, it's really helped from that perspective too. If I had not discovered Dr. Walls, I would probably still be searching, and I probably would find no answers, or not the answers that I intuitively hoped were available. I would probably still be in a decline and headed toward disfiguration and disability, being in a wheelchair, with only hope of pharmaceuticals helping me. The best thing about being part of the Walls seminar is definitely the inspiration. You know, you can read a book and you can read articles and you can, you know, be with the community online, but to have that off paper and to have that human contact and to have that connectedness and motivation and, you know, have people with the same, well, not the same level of diagnosis, but a diagnosis, who were told there was no hope, and to cheer for each other and, you know, to laugh with each other and cry. Like, you know, that type of human contact and off paper experience you just can't get if you only read the book. I had to get a steroid shot. Unfortunately, I was in an all-over flare that had to, put me in check pretty quickly because nothing else was addressing it quick enough. But around the same time, I started the food regimen, and I didn't have to go back on anything else. So I literally went down from 6 meds to 1. I think it's a matter of perception of not being able to afford to come. So afford, if you want to look at it as a monetary sense, not everybody can do that. But from a Wall's protocol philosophy and approach, I don't think anyone can not afford to do that. I think even if you can't physically be here, to be here in spirit and to be here, knowing there's others that have the same ailments that you do and are cheering you on and are, experiencing the same pitfalls, but also the, advancements that you are. It's very empowering. One of the other things is, we're me. If you're afflicted by something, you think about how it affects you, but you're modeling for your kids, you're modeling for, your friends and your family. And I think you have to look at the bigger picture. It's not try this diet and you'll lose weight, or it's not so narrow that, it has one purpose. It has such a greater purpose, and if there's anything that I can plead with people who haven't considered this is to have an open mind. There is absolutely zero downside. There's no downside. I'd like to thank Dr. Walls and her team and her family for being supportive, because thankfully I have that and I know how much that means. For really being the true warrior, and not just in the sense of, the title of the book, to really not letting the naysayers stop her, to really, again, have that gut intuition and know that there's something more that could be done, and really just, surge forward. She's doing it for herself, but at the same time, doing it for herself in a sense that she's using herself to model. And that's very powerful. And, I can't thank her enough for taking something back to basics. I think we're so overwhelmed with messages and eat this and don't eat that she's really brought the science behind it. It's not opinion-based, it's not agenda-based, it's not, something that she's trying to make money off of. There's that genuine, desire to, be a representative of what can be. And I'm very grateful for that.